MRW talking relocation from Fort Lauderdale up to Atlanta. So glad to be here. So glad to be out of Fort Lauderdale. Most importantly, already the feel of the culture here in Atlanta is so much different. So much different. I knew it would be a drastic change from where I was, and here I am. It already feels better. I'm definitely not having any doubts, at least 6 months into the future. Uh, it's very refreshing with so many options in terms of activities. Just jumping on a meetup, so much shit happening. Today I'm doing flag football. I think tonight I might do something else with the group. Something revolving around filming movies. I actually want to check out that new Spider-Man, but I think I want to see Baby Driver first, and so many people have been telling me about it. I'm really into those types of movies, so I think I might go ahead and check that out. Uh, the landscape up here, many hills, lots of mountains, whatever you want to call them. I call it a lot of walking. It's amazing how you could be walking down the street and you look up and you see what looks to be this big ass mansion on top of a hill staring down on you. Uh, it's it's interesting. It's different, and even just the backyards, right? The backyards are interesting because of the landscape in that one backyard can be just flat leveled out, right? To the point where if you wanted to hop over the fence, or I wouldn't hop over the fence, like why am I doing that? But still, uh, you could do that, and it's in that, and that's, I guess, in terms of you wouldn't kill yourself. Whereas some backyards, there's a drop off point. It is like a valley. If you were to hop over that fence, you would plunge about, I don't know, 20 feet. Uh, that's weird. It's strange. A lot of trees. It's like the city was built in a forest, and they didn't cut all the trees down. I mean, I like trees. I don't like the concrete jungle. Now, there is a concrete jungle when you hit it up the downtown area. I mean, that's a lot of skyscrapers, not like what you see in New York or Chicago, but uh, still, you don't have to be around that. I mean, you don't even have to go that far outside the downtown area to start to see the forest again. I like that. Whereas in Chicago, uh, I mean, you actually have to go to a forest if you want to see a lot of trees. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of trees except for when you go to the park, or when you go to like a really sort of residential area, and even then there aren't as many trees in the neighborhoods of Chicago or like Miami as it is here in Atlanta. So I like that. I like that. It's got a very sort of natural uh, feel to it. I like that. Now, dating. I have not been here for 2 weeks yet, but I did meet someone. Someone that I wouldn't have met her in Miami. That's for sure. Chicago, possibly, but not without a great deal of work. And I mean, like, an insane amount of work. But even then, if you're already working, if you already have a job, then it's like it just would have taken too long to meet a quality woman like what I've met in the week and a half that I've been here. So, and that's just really a testament to the culture that lends itself to uh, quality social interaction. Um, and I met her on Tinder. I met her on Tinder, right? And everyone knows that Tinder was created as a hookup site, and yet I meet this high quality woman. So it's possible, very very possible. But if you don't want to do Tinder, you can always do the bars. A lot of bars. You can go based on the neighborhood. You know, it's much like in New York. It's where they say that it's not a question of which bar you want to go to, but more of a question as to which neighborhood you want to be in, because whatever neighborhood you go to, they have more than just one bar. They don't just have that one bar. So, you know, East Atlanta, which I want to check out maybe this weekend. I accidentally discovered that a few days ago. I was in Uber pool, and I was almost home, like about a half mile away, and then another rider popped up, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with Uber, where you can be 5 minutes away from your destination, and if another rider pops up, the driver makes a U-turn and go 3 miles in the opposite fucking direction to pick up that rider, and you're supposed to, you know, they acknowledge the rider when they jump into the car and speak to you and the driver, and it's just like, man, I'm not mad at you, but this is just stupid. But anyways, that's how I discovered East Atlanta. So I guess it wasn't too bad. It's bunched up. I mean, bars, restaurant, just bunched up on like this 2, 3, 4 block stretch. Looks really nice. Looks really. I really got to get a chance to check it out before things really get busy for me. Then you've got Buckhead. I've seen some of Buckhead so far. It looks very nice. I was at the Perimeter Mall. I was at Lenox Square, which is really nice. You know, just a typical mall. It's not like, you know, it's not like, and I like to shop. I like to shop. Gorgeous women at both malls. But if you have to pick one mall to go to, do Lenox Square. I was Perimeter Mall. I went there on the weekend, and I got to tell you, a very short supply. You're not going to get many cracks at it. At some point, you have to start talking to the women that work at the mall, and I'm just not a big fan of approaching women who work in customer service, because it's their job to be nice, to smile, and you really don't know if they are actually interested. And why would you want to waste time talking to someone who essentially gets paid not to, I guess in a sense she would get paid not, she would get paid to be nice, right? So if she rejects you, that's not a positive interaction, right? So of course she would likely say, hey, here's my number, and you call her and she does not pick up. That's a waste of time. So go to Lenox Square. Plenty of women. You don't have to talk to the mall employees. Plenty of women at the food court. You can stand at the front entrance, scope them out. It's a big mall. If you get bored, if you don't see too much there, which I highly doubt, then you can always shop, go see a movie. I'm not sure if they have a movie theater there. I think so. I do think they have a movie theater there, but it's in the downtown area, so you can always do some sightseeing. You can always come back down to you can always come down to Midtown or the downtown area. Yeah. So dating here is much better. There are many more options here. Many more options. Yeah, it's just all about it's all about knowing what you want. So when I say many options, does that mean that you can just sort of walk around and like spit game to random women, all types of women? No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advise it. You have to know what you like first, right? I've got my type, but if you don't have your type, have your type, because again, you are now in the culture where women will show up just for the date, just for the meal, and you don't want that. You don't want that. So know what you want. So in the case that you do go out, you do find yourself out on a date with a woman who's just out there for the meal, who knows, maybe because she is your type, you might be able to turn that around. You might be able to make that into a legit date because you are trying. But even with trying, there's a limit. After a while, it's like you need to say fuck it, ditch her, and go out and find something else. Don't worry about it. Be a big boy. She'll be okay. She's gonna do that to plenty of other dudes. But don't waste your time, right? Don't waste too much of your time. Waste some time, but not a whole lot of time. So I'm going to be exploring much more of Atlanta. What do you guys think? Are you in Atlanta? Do you plan on visiting, or have you visited? What was or what is your experience so far? If you haven't subscribed to my channel as of now, what are you waiting on? Until next time.